Cordial greeting to all. I'm Olga Rivera, course Didactic of Soil and Science, group number 6, lesson plan. A topic of the lesson: time and history, objectives. To use the different time measures appropriately. To recognize different types of historical sources. To extract information from historical sources. To write tests that explain the importance of historical knowledge. The purpose of setting the objectives in the lesson plan allows teachers to give each student a personalized learning and itinerary based on their preferred skill, knowledge, and learning methods, thus creating expectation for their learning and motivating to achieve satisfactory results. Introduction: presentation of the activity, writing of the whiteboard, the date, name of the activity, objectives, and description of activities stages. At this stage, it is essential to let the student know the learning objectives for lesson clearly so they understand the importance of the history. Extract the information and resources. Also make the instruction concrete so it is clear what we intend to teach teenagers during the lesson. Developing, warming up. The teacher projects the video to explain the time measurements. The video will be repeated 3 times and they will be asked to write the unknown vocabulary. This is the link. The warm-up activities try to capture the interest of the student of beginning. We must have an attractive presentation like a video, sometimes that inspire an immediate commitment. Developing activities. The student must write examples that show what these time measurements are used for: centuries, years, months, hours, minutes. The second activity is complete the following paragraph with the appropriate time measures exactly 8. In April of last year, the architect Fernandez had to visit the World of House, where he works with his team. Took 10 walking from the station to the old house. The house had been built in 1820. It was almost old. It is let a person of 30, a baby of. The house was under repair and 20 were missing to finish the work. In less than a month it will be finished. The professor projects the video historical sources in the following link. Complete the following exercise according to the type of historical sources. Consider the old house of the previous activity is as a historical sources and complete the sentence. For a historic construction can be a source if a box contains letters from the first inhabitant were found in the house. They could be considered sources. And if they found a list of the expenses of the family that lived in a house at that time, it would be a source. And it's a garden. They were also covered by deaths of centuries old. Dinnerware of year 1860. It would be a source. And an example of audiovisual sources of the time that could be found in the house could be the developed session in our opportunity to explain how the teacher process develop and focusing on and they will be do. Remember and observing the purpose of our lesson and make sure we are teaching based on our skills. What the student will do during develop should be stated. We must make sure to identify all resources used during the lesson assessment. At this stage, the checking for understanding is implemented. students are asked to explain what is important knowledge, the past of the country, take care of national heritage, measure the time, and the importance of study history. Closure. At this stage, students are asked what's the out of question they have, and they are applied. Students consider that they have learned by responding to the following message at the end of the lesson. A. Since they learn from their lesson. B. Since they want to know more about history. And C. Question they have. The note stimulates the students' reflection of the lesson and helps to process the learning. Specifically, to write an example of the data, a historian might know when analysis each of the sources of the previous activity A, B, C, D. Conclusion. Integration is easy to identify in teaching practice. It is always working within a subject. Show all the integration and linkage in our plans, incorporating striking activities with clear objectives that properly identify the competencies and needs of the student. The analysis of the experience allow us to conclude that the development of workshops established as a continuous training methodology for the development and understanding of the subject. It provides a scenario to create environments for discussion and reflection on the teaching learning process. This should be evidence in the activities that must be socialized to maintain meaningful learning by adapting it to the real context, to remember vocabulary and expression efficiently in the same way by applying didactic and pedagogy with the help of technological resources. The projection of the lesson plan is to a question about learning achieved by a student based on the reflection that is done as a teacher in the same class, applying in different scenarios of the social science under the methodology of shared workshops to study the impact on student learning achievement. That's all. Thank you for your attention.